Welcome back to Chicquette. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate in real time how to apply quick tips to instantly elevate your everyday look. I'm going to start with a basic white shirt. And so if you are in your 40s, this video is for you. Very specific because I feel like the majority of the tips out there don't really apply to us anymore and they're sort of outdated. Why? Well, because our bodies change, right? Our skin is different, nail, hair, everything is different for us. So I felt like we need a little bit of custom tips. Let's get started. I have lots of goodies in this video to show you. A portion of it has been kindly sponsored by Linjer. More about them in a minute. Let's start with hair over 40. The problem, loss of volume. And so the quickest thing you can do is easier said than done is the parting of the hair. So let me explain for a second. When we part our hair in the middle, and I see that most women do this, you are breaking that volume in half. I have here my famous Mason borehead brush, and I'm just going to part over here in the middle for you to see what happens. There's basically not much going on, and this is it. Not very flattering. So what you want to do instead is slightly shift to the side. You want to create this voluminous effect of hair because you only have one section, right? So parting it this way, it doesn't make it a side part. It gives you this oomph. Let me demonstrate. All right. So what we're doing here is putting the volume to one side. Okay, problem one solved. Hear me out. Can we pause for a second on the lovely jewelry pieces from this video? They are by Linjer, a Norwegian brand that is focusing on bringing luxurious, dainty, everyday pieces at affordable prices. The idea behind Linjer is to create jewelry of the same quality as luxury brands, but when they sell them directly to us online, they become much more affordable, about half the price of what you see in retail. And this is why it has become my go-to gift store. And part of the ethos of the company is to combat fast fashion. And they do this by bringing lovely, exquisite pieces that are sustainable. And to me, at least, that's quite profound and relevant nowadays. Also, the quality of these pieces is quite notable. If you look on the market for gold plaque jewelry, they use a very thin layer, and Linjer uses 5 times the thickness to make sure that it's durable, in addition to looking very luxurious. So, big win for me. I've been using them for a few years now, and I just keep on adding to my collection. The reason why they stand out to me is because they have very soft, subtle styles that really can be interchanged and used on a daily basis without fuss, without overthinking it. And sometimes, even if it's not the exact perfect match that you need, it's just part of you. So you don't have to do any thinking about it. You just take it off at the end of the day and start fresh the next day. The second problem that we have as we age is that the hair is thinning, and most of the times it's here on the side. So I do understand we want to cover that, right? Some women do see thinning in the back or the top. I do feel like we need to talk more about this. On me, for example, it is definitely here on the side. You can see this. It just never grew back after having kids, and I would say mid-30s. And so I want to cover it, but at the same time, I want to have that balance between covering it up and the volume, so you can see volume in the hair. And one other tip that I have for you here is the technique which you're using to dry your hair. I will link down below a great video on this topic. Basically, what you're doing is taking the front section and with a round brush, not this, a brown brush, a brown a round brush, you're going to dry it out forward and to the side. And what this does is creates this extra volume, not only to the side, but forward. It covers your forehead and also it leaves enough here. You can also apply it on the side as well to dry it forward. and it creates this little semi curtain. It softens your face and it gives the impression of having more hair. Now, for me, this is not freshly washed. I did this yesterday, but I just wanted to demonstrate how it looks like the day after because we just don't have the time to wash hair every single day. So this is reality right here. Now, my next tip for you is if you don't have it freshly washed, like myself, what you can do is just simply pull it back. We pull it back, just use a regular clip. This is what happens next. This side is all coming out. And my friend, you're not alone. This is a very common problem that the side of our head hair, that the hair here on the sides, it just does not want to grow long anymore. And so this is pretty long for me. It's usually like 1 inch or two. I am trying different things, so maybe that's why it's a little bit longer. I'll make a follow-up video if it actually works. But for now, what I want to say is every time I put my hair back, this is sort of sticking out, does not look good. So what do we do as girls with thin hair? Well, I have a tool for you. I did try those thin bobby pins and they just don't work. Not for fine hair, not for thinning hair. And instead, I know what you're going to say, that this is metal. This probably doesn't look very elegant, but it gets the job done. And so I want to show you this very specific type of clip that has 3 little teeth over here. And it has much better hold than the regular simple version that you have. And this also gets stuck really deep in your hair. Doesn't pull, doesn't hurt. And you can just hide it behind your ear. I do try to match everything to my hair so it just blends in seamlessly, but this is a great trick if you have thinning hair and you're trying to get rid of any extras. And here I fast forwarded so you can see the final result. It's quite polished and not noticeable. You just see a slight shine right now because I have light reflecting on me, but you don't normally see this, right, in day to day. And I think it looks really nice. And again, this is just such a quick little upstyle that you can do when you don't have freshly washed hair for thinning hair. Next tip for you is to use white jewelry. And white is because it matches with your smile. Your eye, anybody that looks at you sees that visual connection and it just makes everything brighter and it looks so much fresher and lighter and better. Love this. So in terms of the metal used, you want to pay attention to match your undertone. I have cool undertones, so this is going very well. At the same time, I'm wearing foundation, which is slightly more tan, and the lighting is off, but in real life, this looks really well. This goes very well with my skin. Now, moving on to the next section that we can improve is our top. And yes, the posture is great, but here we lack definition. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. It could be because we're tired, we started to slouch, and very common is bone loss. So at this stage in life, you want to start adding volume in your shoulders. And you also want to look for structural pieces that keep you put together without you actually doing any of the effort. So this is why I picked this white shirt. It is a tailored fit. It has nice construction and shape to it. And I want to show you how to wear it to make it look more elevated. And so the first thing you would notice over here is the collar. You can pick specific whiter collars if you want. And so what you want to do is first you lift it and then bend it over here, just slightly in the back, just enough to hold its shape. That's it. And then you smooth it out forward. Depending on your own preference, this could actually stay like this really nicely. And it looks so chic. In fact, there are quite a few celebrities that I've seen wear this. Caroline Bessette was one, another was Meghan Markle, and now we know why she wore that, because she did take some inspiration from well-known fashion icons, and I just recently saw this in the video. If you notice, I have this unbuttoned just slightly, and it is done on purpose because we are going to add more effect. So what you want to do is open up your blouse, of course, up to your comfort level, because we have jewelry to display. And let's start with that. Here I have another gorgeous piece for everyday wear from Linjer. And just goes to show how much I love these pieces. I actually have this one in yellow gold as well for the summer. And I picked something very simple yet classic. It is a puffy heart that can be worn throughout all the seasons. And I say this was is quite important to note that a lot of our jewelry that we wear is sort of flat and reserved for the summer months for some reason. Well, let me tell you that there's a new way to wear them. So you want to look out for pieces that are round, 3D if you can, and also have no edges. The reason for that is because you want to be able to start wearing them in the winter on top of light sweaters, turtlenecks. It looks fantastic. I've seen this trend worn in Italy a lot, especially if you have contrasting colors like a black turtleneck, for example. It is so lovely. So now we have the collar opened up. We have a nice, beautiful necklace on display for all season wear. And now we're moving on to one of the best items in your wardrobe that works for you, which is the blazer. And before you roll your eyes that it's another blazer tip, let me tell you something. Not all blazers are made the same. I have so many blazers of different colors and texture and shape, and they serve so many purposes. It's the one piece that is so functional that you don't have to do anything, and you can use it as a tool to create the look you want. I feel like in the States, blazers are misunderstood because the majority you see out there are oversized and shapeless, unlined, and made out of very poor quality material, polyester. Well, let me tell you that it is not the case across the world. There are other brands that you can purchase that have great shape and are actually warm in winter, such as this one coming up. I get mine directly from London. This is the Hobbs blazer. Love it. And let me tell you, every time I wear this, I get complimented without exception. It is a showstopper. And I want to say the reason for it is because of the color, but I know that it's also because of the shape. It just makes everything look better. And the best part is you can wear it with any bottom you want. Same as with the undershirt, you want to fix the color to make it look less dull and more edgy. I'm going to lift the back and just leave it like that. I think this is so chic, but wait, there's more. If you notice, the shirt under a blazer is sort of closing up and we don't want to do that. So here's my tip for you. First, you want to pull the shirt out. I'm also pulling it from the back. Front. Okay, great. So it's all straight underneath in the front. Here's the tip you want to do. You're going to take the shirt, pull, and then tuck it underneath your bra. And it will look like this. And it's concealed. Now we're going to do the same on this side. I'm going to take the shirt, pull, and you're going to tuck it under your bra line. That's it. It's not noticeable, and then you cover it up. What this does is opens up the shirt, and now you can have your entire jewelry on display. You're welcome. Believe it or not, I came up with this as I was staring in a mirror. I didn't see this in any other video, I promise. And it is unbelievably easy to do. And look at this effect. This is one of the reasons why I feel like necklaces are underestimated, is because they're always hidden. So this way, you're going to have it on full display and you look so chic. I want to show you from every angle how this looks. It's nothing ostentatious. It's using the same clothes that you already have. However, you're wearing it slightly different so that it enhances you and it makes you go from dull to edgy. And I promise you, you will get complimented on this. In fact, I want to hear all about it down below. Click the like button if you agree with wearing the collar upward. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Moving on to hands, I want to show you what real women's hands look like, which is probably what you're seeing every day as well. And some of the challenges that we're seeing in our 40s is thinning of the nails. They become very frail. I can barely grow mine anymore. And I need help. So I have a couple of recommendations for you as well. And I want to show you that transformation. But before we get there, another complaint that I see women have about their nails is the ridges, right? The ridges on their nails become wider and more prominent. And we see this. It doesn't quite bother me, but it might bother you. Overall, we are losing hardness in our nails. And I think this is where some really good products can help. As you can tell, my skin is very, very dry. In Boston right now, it is just, I have a humidifier on at all time. Trust me, I put lotion on every single day, but still, between hand washing, it's just not the same as the summer. And so my first recommendation for you to fix this is to use a nail hardener. Very specifically, this works for me. It's from London Town. It's clear and it lasts. It sort of gets absorbed in the nail and it does not peel off like nail polish. I also swim quite often, and that's one of the problems that I have with nail polish is that I could just peel the whole thing off in the pool. And so what my routine looks like is Sunday night, usually before the week starts, I do this mini prep where I just put the nail strengthener on, and then the second coat is an actual corrector. This is a nail polish corrector. It looks so lovely. It's this light pink, very neutral and natural looking. And I feel like it just enhances the whole nail overall. It looks great. It is low maintenance and I'm set for the week. This particular formula I like. I've used them since probably I think last summer. I think this is one of the best quality nail polishes that I've tried and highly recommend to you as well. Of course, they have top coat, bottom coat, but I don't really like to use that many coats because the more coats you use, the stronger, the thicker the nail polish layer becomes, and then it's easier to peel off. So I recommend one hardener layer and then one concealer layer. Next, I like to add a very special formulated healing hand cream. This is to repair dry skin. It is non-greasy. You probably have heard of this Gold Bond. It's as old as time. And it does have intensive moisturizer vitamins in it. I know that some of you probably heard of retinol hand creams because we start seeing veins more. I'll talk about that in another video. Comment below and let me know if you want me to make a video about skincare and what are some of the solutions to the problems we have in our 40s. I'm more than happy to do that. And the last piece that goes onto my hand always, every single morning, is a ring. This particular one is a pearl ring. I like, again, to match with my earrings. I feel like pearls are neutral enough that can be worn every single day. And the white pearl ring is not something that I thought of in my 20s and 30s, honestly, because I don't know. It was just never advertised to us. It's all about the flashy gemstones. But at the same time, now I am matching my clothes. And I feel like sometimes we don't feel like wearing everyday colorful gemstones on our fingers. And I think that this is such a more subtle way to still have accessories on without overdoing it. And this is a daily go-to that when you gesticulate, when you express yourself, when you're meetings, when you hold your jaw, maybe when you are in awe, whenever you make different gestures, it's the little spark that catches people's eyes. And it just creates this aura around you that will make everything look better. So between the tiny little shine on the nail polish and the shine from the ring, I think this is such a lovely combination to elevate your everyday wear. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't so far. And coming up next, I have a full guide on cool undertones. I'll see you there next.